Hello, everybody. My name is Ariel, and for my relationship project, I chose to be focusing on my relationship with my dad. I chose to work on my relationship with him because although I do love and respect him, our communication has been challenging. We both have similar struggles, especially with expressing our feelings, and my dad also faces extra barriers like cultural language differences. The most important aspect I wanted to improve was respect and mutual understanding during our conversations. In the past, we often became like awkward and tense, especially when we didn't agree. Um, and my goal was to help shift that dynamic during our conversations. To make that change, I started by adjusting my own communication behavior. I use techniques like perception checking, eye language, and focused on my listening patterns. I have worked on not assuming the worst or jumping into conclusions. Um, I try to be calm, clear, and respectful even in uncomfortable situations, which wasn't always easy, but it made a difference. One big change was how I listened. In the beginning, I was nonverbal around my dad or like dry when it came to our conversations and my responses. And I'm like quick to exit out the conversation. But as our relationship started to improve, I found being I found myself being more engaged. I listened with the intent to understand and gave him space to explain his point of view without interrupting him or brushing him off. That alone helped our relationship open and helped our communication a lot more. One example of a perception check I used was when I found out my laundry was on the floor. In the past, I have assumed, well, I would say something like that happened to us in the past where he had did that and it like was a big thing. So I assumed he did it and I had got upset. But instead of like confronting him or assuming that he did it, I decided to use that perception technique. I said something like, "Hey, I saw my laundry was on the floor. Maybe my sister was in a rush, or maybe you were doing laundry. Um, were you?" And I kept my tone light and calm. He actually responded positively and even made a joke about it. Um, about like not wanting that same situation to happen again because it was like really bad, and that helped us laugh and move on without like conflict of that situation. I also used eye language to talk about like deeper issues. One situation was about favoritism in the family, well, basically between my siblings. I told him I feel like sometimes you treat us differently, meaning me and my siblings, and it makes me feel overlooked. While that conversation did not lead to a full resolution, I did notice that like he showed a bit more respect afterwards. And in another case, I used I statement. I told him how his certain like negative behaviors like made me feel. That conversation went really well, so much so that he apologized during like a family meeting the following Sunday, which is like meetings are a part of our culture. So um, he used my topic during that meeting, which was big. Um, the results of the project was meaningful. I could say everything is not perfect, but like it's progress. Um, we're talking more openly, there's less tension, and I feel more confident expressing myself. I've learned to choose the right moment for tone conversations, avoid bringing up old issues unnecessarily, and more respectful language. These skills have helped me reduce conflict and made our relationship feel healthier overall. I look forward to plan to keep applying these skills not only with my dad but with other family members too. This project really showed me how powerful communication tools can be in changing relationships and how important it is to approach conversations with peace, respect, and empathy. Thank you.